everybody, welcome back to the YouTube channel of JJ Prime Reviews, the channel where bots get rated and fans get hyped. So, what are we reviewing today? Well, we are going to review the Transformers Studio Series 86 Deluxe Class Constructicon Scavenger. Yes, we are continuing on with the Constructicons in the 86 subline, and I'm so happy to have this figure because, man, it is such a solid figure. But is he truly worth having in the collection? Well, let's check him out, shall we? So, let's go! Now, of course, first, as always, we need to take a quick look at the packaging. So we have a nice artwork here for Scavenger in his robot mode and his alt mode, although this one got a little bit beat up because I was trying to remove the price tag, unfortunately. You do have 4 of 5 Devastator. Yes, he's number 4 of 5. 15 steps of transformation. Yes, he's from Studio Series. He's from the Transformers the movie Constructicon Scavenger. We have a nice image of Devastator on this side of the box. Yeah, 4 of 5. Collect to combine, and got the rest of that image. Autobot symbol. I don't know why. The top here, it says the Transformers the movie Constructicon Scavenger, and on the back of the box we got a nice screen capture from the animated movie itself, and we got Devastator here fighting off the Dinobots, and got to see the robot mode, the alt mode for Scavenger, 15 steps, and of course a brief bio for him. Scavenger combines with other Constructicons to form Devastator. Yes, of course. I know that, yes. But anyway, that's pretty much it for the packaging itself. And moving right along, here we have Scavenger fully transformed into his excavator ultimate mode. And yeah, this I'm glad that I found this figure super early. Like let me tell you the story, okay? So a few days ago, well, not really a few days ago, well, more like 3 days ago, I went to do some groceries. I went to do some groceries, and after, before I did the groceries, I just quickly went to the toy section on the second floor, and went to the Transformer section, and yeah, I literally found some new things, and Scavenger was one of them, and I'm like, yes, I found another Constructicon for Devastator, yay! So I'm like, yes, I must get it right now because he's very important. And yeah, so I basically I asked my mom to see if I can actually get it, and she said I can buy it. So I bought it, and I'm so happy to finally have the third member of the Constructicons in my collection. He would have been the 5th if I had gotten Hook and Long Haul already, but I don't have Hook and Long Haul yet. So this, for me, is the 3rd Constructicon for Devastator, and yeah. And Scavenger here looks really good in his alt mode. This is pretty good. It's really solid. It's a really solid looking alt mode, in my personal opinion. It looks good. It looks very cartoon accurate, and yeah. You know, it's green and purple, and that's all I can describe it, because there's not a lot of paint on this figure, because this is what he looked like in the cartoon. You do have some nice purple paint for the windows here. All the windows are nicely painted, which is quite nice, all around, which is very nice. Got the Decepticon symbol on the top there, and you do have little bits of sewer paint on the sides here, so that's kind of a bonus, really, for Scavenger here. But that's pretty much it. Then you have the bottom here. There's no wheels, unfortunately, because, you know, if you put wheels on here, then it's not going to work for the combination, because you see these slots. Yeah, those slots are for the combination. But yeah, and you know, I'm fine with no wheels. You know, you can just slide. You know, hey. He does have some articulation in alt mode. You do have this section here, so this is on a hinge, so you can actually move this forward, move this back here, fold it all over like that, and there's a hinge right here. You can move this around, and there's a hinge on the bottom here. You can do that, and you can just rotate that around, because this is packed separately, because it is removable, you know. So there you go. So yeah, that's not much articulation, but hey, you can pose this however you want. You can pose it straight out like that, you know, hey, just fold it back like that, you know, hey, that's a thing that you can do. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the alt mode, because it's simple, it's basic, it's straight to the point, it's G1 Scavenger. So let's bring in some size comparisons. Now, of course, one of the most obvious comparisons is with the Combiner Wars Scavenger here, and you know, the one upgrade that the Studio Series 86 has over this one actually has more articulation in this this armature right here, because you know it added another hinge here, whereas this one it does not have that, unfortunately. But pretty much, you know, a similar looking alt mode. One thing I really appreciate about the Combiner Wars version is that this one has some paint, you know, some painted details going on here, you know, with the red and silver here, with the black and silver here, whereas this one does not, because it's trying to invoke the cartoon accurate color scheme there. And you know, and I really appreciate that the Studio Series 86 has silver paint on these treads here, whereas this one does not. This one does have wheels, because you know it's much bigger, of course. So, but there you go. That is how these two scavengers look together. And there you go. There we have the 86 Constructicons so far. So we got Scavenger and Bone no, this is not Scavenger. I'm so sorry. This is Scrapper. 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 His name is Scrapper. This is Scavenger. This is Scrapper. I'm so sorry, but yeah, we have Scrapper and Bone Crusher here, so you can see how these look together, and they look really good together. Yeah, really lovely. I'm really glad that we're getting brand new G1E Constructicons in the main line. I'm so happy about this, and I'm very excited to complete 86 Devastator. Oh my gosh, the Combiner is gonna look awesome on my shelf. So there you go. That's pretty much it for the alt mode comparisons. And of course, he does include an accessory for himself. He includes a gun here that he used in the cartoon. Would have been nice if they included his trumpet. You know, that would have been hilarious, but oh well, it is what it is. Now you can store this in the alt mode. There is a peg, little peg right here, and you can see this tiny little port. This tiny port right here on the side. So I guess you could just plug this on here, you know, you know, as for storage. Yeah, hey, that's a thing that you can do. But the instructions tell you to plug this into this port right here. There's a post, so just plug that in there for storage, and there you go. That is how you store your weapon in Yuka mode. So there you go. So anyway, so there you go. That is pretty much it for the alt mode itself. So let us transform this guy into his combined mode. Now he doesn't really come with instructions for combined mode, but I pretty much figured out how to get into combined mode here, because it's very simple. It's very easy to do. So first things first, you want to fold all this back and just bring this down like so, and there you go. So, and then the next step is to untab all this, untab this, because you want to take this entire section and just unfold all of that right there, and then just rotate this around, because that is where the hand will peg in, and then this section will flip up like so. And then of course you want to bring down this panel, and then you flip up this ankle here, and this panel will tab in. I'm not sure you can see it. There's like spaces right there for these tabs to go into. That will tab in right there, and that's it. That is it. That is it for the transformation into combined mode. So there you go. That is Scavenger in his arm mode, and yeah, it's a Devastator arm, you know. Hey, but we will talk about how this combines into Devastator when we get all the Constructicons, and I am oh so excited about that. So, alright, so let us move on to the robot mode transformation. So, first things first, you want to untab all of this, untab that, and then bring this back like so, flip up that panel, and there you go. And of course, you want to rotate this around, and flip this up, bring this back, just tab all this in, tab this back in, just like so, and there you go. Now we can get started with the transformation here into robot mode. So of course, you have to untab these legs here from the sides, and you want to rotate them around, and you want to open up the toes here, flip up the heel, flip up the toe, flip out the toe, flip out the heel, come on please. Okay, there we go. So there we have the legs pretty much all done. It's very easy. And of course you want to take the arms and just untab them from this back section here. Just untab them like so. And then for this side, you want to bring this over, and as you do that, you want to raise up this shoulder bit, and then that will click into place, and then bring this over all the way, and that will tab in right there. And then you want to take the hand and flip this out, and there you have an arm all done. So the second verse here is almost like the first verse, but it's not really exactly the same because there's something else that you have to do. So of course you want to untab this section here, and then you want to untab this cockpit section here, and just bring this up, not all the way yet, just bring this up until you get to a point where you can actually bring up the shoulder a little bit. There we go. And then as you do that, just bring this over, tap that in, and now you can take this and just bring this back, and that will tab in right in there. And then raise up the shoulder all the way, flip out the fist, and there you have an arm all done. And last thing to do is to open up the section, flip out the head, and close that up, and boom, there you go. There we have Scavenger fully transformed into his robot mode. And he looks really good in his robot mode, and somehow he manages to look better than the other Deluxe Constructicon. he definitely looks a lot better than Bone Crusher. Like, he's way more solid, and he just looks more cohesive looking, and he just looks really good. I will say, he looks really good. Let me raise up the camera so you can actually see the full body there. There you go. And yeah, he looks really good. I will say, very, very well done in my personal opinion. I think Hasbro did a really good job with this figure. Yeah, really well done in my personal opinion. So let's get in close here so we can take a look at the head sculpt. I need to raise up a little bit there. Okay, so here is the head sculpt, and that looks very, very G1 Scavenger like, and I love it. I absolutely love his boxy head sculpt there. Nice red for the visor, nice over paint for the face here. And yeah, that definitely looks like G1 Scavenger, I will say. And you got the chest detailing, nice over paint here, nice little dark grayish paint on the center here. The Decepticon symbol, front and center. And all around, it's a nice solid dude in my personal opinion. He does have a backpack, but hey, that's supposed to be there. It's supposed to be accurate. And yeah, looks very, very good in my personal opinion. So let's talk about the articulation right now. So the articulation in the head, you do have rotation there. You can rotate a full 360. He can look up. He can look down a little bit there. The shoulders can rotate a full 360. It can move in and out. And there is a ball joint at the elbow, so there you have some rotation. You have an elbow band, slightly over 90 degrees. Nothing at the wrist, but you do have inward movement due to transformation. Nothing at the waist due to the way he transforms, and it's understandable, you know. Some sacrifices have to be made when you're a combiner. So the legs can move up that far, can move back, very far. He can pretty much do the full splits. He does have a thigh rotation, which is nice. He does have a knee joint. You do have to unlock the knees to engage that, but he does have a knee joint, and he does have toe movement. You know, it can actually move down due to transformation, and you do have a lot of ankle tiltage right there. And yeah, So he is quite poseable. He doesn't have biceps, unfortunately, but it is what it is. You don't need every piece of articulation to enjoy a toy. You can still enjoy a toy with some of the articulation, with most of it. So yeah, there you go. You can't actually display this guy with this thing just hanging over his head. You know, it's like another weapon or so. So you can do that if you want to, but hey, I prefer to keep this all folded up as far as I'm concerned. So there you go. So yeah, all right. So let us talk about how you can use his gun in robot mode. I mean, it's very simple. So basically, you just take the gun and put this into his hand, and there you go. That is how you use his weapon in robot mode. You just put it into his hand, and now he can actually shoot down some Autobots and kill them. Yay! But there you go. That is basically it there for the robot mode. It's Scavenger. It's a G1 Scavenger. And yeah, I dig it. I really dig it. So let's bring in some size comparisons. And of course, here we have Studio Series 86 Scavenger compared with Combiner Wars Scavenger. So you can see how these two look together. And yeah, me personally, this guy wins. In terms of build quality, yeah, Studio Series 86 Scavenger just wins hands down for me. And the backpack folds up a little bit more here. This one, it's kind of jutting out too far. So, and yeah. I just like this one so much better. Just look at that. Just look at that backpack. It's actually nice and compact. Now, anyway, because Combiner Wars, this one is just sticking out too much. So, yeah. But yeah, and now of course the solidity of this figure, yeah, is so much better than this one. This one is the legs are just straight out. I mean, this hip is fine, but then this hip is just straight out super loose, and that's not no. See no. So yeah, overall, Studio Series 86 Scavenger just wins hands down in terms of enjoyment and in terms of solidity. So there we go. So let us move on. And there you go. There we have the 86 Constructicons that we have so far. So we got Scrapper and Bone Crusher, and look at that. Scavenger is a little bit taller than Bone Crusher. That's interesting. That's very interesting. But when you put them all together, they look really good together as far as I'm concerned. They look nice and cartoony, and yeah, looks good. Looks very good. I'm very happy to have these guys in my collection. So yeah, 3 down, 3 to go. So that's pretty much it for the robot mode comparisons right there. Okay, so here are my final thoughts on the Transformers Studio Series 86 Deluxe Class Constructicon Scavenger. And I will say, a very nicely done figure in my personal opinion. You know, the robot mode looks very good. It looks very cartoon accurate as far as I'm concerned. The alt mode also looks very good. It looks nice and solid and just very cohesive looking, and I really dig that. You know, the articulation, not much, you know, but he can still, you know, be posed in wicked poses. He does not have a waist rotation, unfortunately, but you know, you have to sacrifice some things in order for the combination to work. So, and that's understandable, totally understandable. I understand why Hasbro didn't give this figure a waist rotation, because there's just no way to do it. Like literally, it's just the way he's designed. That's not gonna allow for waist rotation. So that's understandable. Transformation is nice and easy. It's smooth. It's you know, it's fluid. It's straight to the point. So yeah, all around a fun figure to mess with. Really dig this figure, and I'm really happy to have another member of the Constructicons in the Devastator collection. And yeah, so yeah, 3 more Constructicons to go. Oh my gosh, oh, we're halfway there, peoples, halfway there. We are getting there. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to complete this boy, complete this combiner, and man, oh, it's gonna be awesome. So anyway, back to Scavenger here. I think he's a nicely done figure. I'm really happy to have a brand new toy of G1 Scavenger in my collection, and I will say he is definitely worth having in the collection. Definitely worth having. Oh yeah, totally worth it. So if I were to rank this guy from a scale of 1 to 10, I think I'm just gonna give him a solid 9 out of 10. I think he deserves that. Yeah, 9 out of 10. Very good, very solid, just all around. All these joints here, very solid joints, just fun to mess with. The main reason why I didn't give him a 10 out of 10 is that, he doesn't have a lot of articulation in him, and maybe some extra color would break him up, but I understand he is supposed to be cartoon accurate, so there's not supposed to be that much color on him to begin with, but it would have been nice. But all around, 9 out of 10, I think it's a good score for this boy right here. So I think that's pretty much it for today's video review. So ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this review, be sure to click that like button down below, give it a thumbs up, yay! And of course, if you want to see more reviews on the channel, be sure to click that subscribe button down below. And while you're at it, click that notification bell icon down below as well, so that you will never miss any of my future videos. And of course, you can always check out my Studio Series Reviews playlist for any videos I may have missed. So I will post the link to that playlist in the description down below. And I think that's pretty much it for me to say. So there you have the Transformers Studio Series 86 Deluxe Class Constructicon Scavenger. And this is JJ Prime signing off. Peace out till all are one, and I'll see you guys next time. Prepare for devastation. Leader. The viewers must subscribe to support the cause.
Optimus, they know that, but sometimes you've gotta ask with style. Hey you, yeah, you watching, smash that subscribe button, or Prime is giving a speech. Again.
I heard that.
Good, now hit the button, before he starts cutting the covenant of Primus.